back to the channel. I'm standing out here at Addison Oaks in Leonard, Michigan. I have filmed around out here before. I decided to come back out today. It's a pretty nice day here in Michigan. It's only about 45 degrees or so, no wind, barely any snow on the ground up here, so that's nice. Decided to come back because the course recently just underwent a redesign. So it changed from 24 holes to 18, changed from a par of 72, then, well, 73, to I believe it's a par 63 at this point. I believe so. UDisc will be able to figure that one out for me. So we're gonna take a stab at this, and currently the best round that I've turned in on this course now has been a 59. So we're gonna see if we can't beat that today. All right, here it goes. Hope you enjoy. All right, so here we go at hole 1. It is approximately 402 feet. There is a water carry just beyond these first initial trees. Going straight at it, it plays about 376 or so because it plays a little downhill. I was looking to try to go straight at it with my Opto musket. I got it a little high, a little too much angle, and it didn't quite get the flip up that I needed. Wound up catching a tree. Got lucky because I was pretty close to the water, even though it was all kind of frozen over right now, but still don't want to take the out of bounds stroke early at all. Not a good way to start off the round. So just a little pitch up here with my slammer and easy tapping. No big deal for the par. So not a bad way to start off the round, honestly. This is kind of a bonus birdie in general, so I'll take 3, walk away. So we have hole 2. It is a par 3. About 285 feet. We're looking to go straight up the gut here with a little hyzer flip, throwing my verdict. I didn't quite get it to flat, but I did get a really nice skip off the dirt there to push me a little forward. Unfortunately, I stopped pretty quickly and I wasn't quite sure what I hit. Turns out it was one of these roots that's right here by this tree. So a little shorter than what I was thinking I was going to be, but not too bad off. Looking at probably about 38 to 40 footer. Trying to start off my round here with an early birdie, which is good. Unfortunately, just not quite high enough to get myself into the cage, or into the chains. Decided to kind of pump another one out here just to see what was going on, but it is what it is. Starting off with even par still. Hole 3, 300 feet. It's pretty much a straight shot. You're looking to go to the just left of this dead tree right in the middle. Through my gold line mercy, got myself a really nice flight, and unfortunately didn't fade early enough. Caught a late tree, stopped me down, slid down the hill a little bit. I'm looking at probably about a 40 footer uphill for this birdie. Managed to get a really nice extension on that. Scored it home. So I'm happy about that because I didn't really want to start off 0 for 3. So we're up to hole 4 now. 520 feet. Sitting at 1 under par. Decided to go forehand off this hole. The wind was a little bit better off for it. So I threw my Opto Halo. Got a really nice stand-up flight out of it. Pushed really nice to the right. Got down real close to, there's a boulder that's like off to the right hand side that's just to my right here, and that's kind of what you're looking for, is to get even with that rock to get yourself a nice setup to go up this hill that's pretty guarded. Can't get that high. You got a ceiling going the whole way. Best opportunity to get your birdie is just kind of pump it right at the ground. All the pine needles and stuff like that let you scuttle right up to the basket, which I did. Happy about that. So here I am getting up there. It's kind of a soft par 4, but it is a par 4 nonetheless. It is basically a 2-shot hole. You can get up into these trees. It's possible. I've done it. I've had looks at 2, but it is a luck element. So it's a softer par 4, but hey, 2 birdies in now. We're sitting at 200 par over to hole 5. It's about 340 feet. It's a left to right shot. There is a backhand turnover line. I like to go forehand, so throwing my special edition gold line Ballista Pro. Got a really nice flight out of it. I think the wind kind of actually held me a little straighter. The wind was kind of blowing a little bit from the right. And I wound up catching the big tree that's in the middle of the fairway, so it stopped me way back here. You can see I'm walking around to the right side of the tree. There's really no good angle that I can put the camera. So you're just going to have to watch for the disc, as it should be coming out of my hand any minute. Tried to go with my slammer to get like a hyzer around the tree, then by the basket, which I did. I got everything right. I was just a little too high to score at home. But I'm sitting pretty, just left with probably about a 12-footer, tapping my par. No harm, no foul. I'm okay with it. Hole 6, 365 feet. I'm still sitting at 200 par. I'm going with my Opto Striker here, trying to lace it up this middle gap. That's the biggest gap you see. Hyzer flip. I did it. I got it to work out perfectly. I don't think I got it just high enough to clear this last little hill. Had I cleared this hill, probably would have been sitting really pretty down by the basket, maybe by the shadowy part that's on the right hand, like the right center. So instead I'm left with this pretty long upshot. I decided to go with a jump putt instead of throwing it. Figured worst case scenario, if I were to throw it, I could miss an angle or something like that, hit a tree. Jump putt would be pretty safe to get up there. Probably not a good chance of making it necessarily, but I wouldn't go very far past and I wouldn't really come off a line. So did just that, looking at just like about an 18-20 footer tap in. No big deal. This one's a pretty good one to just save par on in general. Hole 7. I believe it's the shortest hole in the course. It's definitely at least one of the 2 shortest holes. Usually it's a really nice ace run. There is the right side line, which you can just do kind of a spike hyzer. I prefer to go up the gut with my Retro Mercy. Hit the gap pure how I wanted to. Unfortunately, I was pretty high. So now I'm left with this probably 45, 50 foot putt back up the hill a little bit. Because there's just nothing to stop you. So if you run by this basket at any sort of height, you're going pretty far back. Had a pretty good line, just a little high in the basket, so caught the chastity belt. I'm bummed about this one, being that it's such a short hole, and both angles, both gaps allow you to run the basket pretty safely for the most part without any real issue. I think I just put a little too much steam on this one then. I don't normally push that far back if I do miss, so kind of bummed I'm not taking a birdie on this hole, but didn't take a bogey, which has happened before. So hole 8, it's the first of the redesigns. It's combining old hole 8 and old hole 9, so we're looking at about 675. It's a par 5. Your first initial plan is to get around this bend. Went with my Lucid Verdict because I found out that going a little too far is going to pinch you. So I wasn't super upset about where I was. I was hoping to be probably another like 5 feet to the left, another 10, 15 feet forward. But I did have a lane to throw my musket. Unfortunately, I kind of gripped it a little bit too much, pulled it off to the left, caught these trees that are right here at this corner. And now I'm left with what happens basically when you go too far and kind of travel down the hill, the slope a little bit, is you're incredibly pinched. This is why it's a little bit better off to be further back up the fairway. So I'm trying to find out if I have any sort of line. I don't really have one, so I was hoping just to kind of do a little poke and pray, forehand flex shot with my Pioneer. I got some forward progress. I beat the second turn. I did kind of hit and fade off to the right, which is unfortunately the worst side. When you're getting halfway up this secondary fairway, you kind of want to be more on the left-hand side. It's a little bit more open. Was able to take a decent stance. So at this point, the basket is basically dead center of the screen, but I have to make about a 90-degree turn to get up the fairway. So I'm going with my fuse, trying to just really pump it on a big, wide, high anhyzer so it holds and glides out. It did everything properly, except it caught this stupid tree that's in front of me and stopped me short. So unfortunately, I'm throwing for 5 right now at probably about 55, 60 feet. Little bummed because even with being out of position after the second shot, I was able to kind of scramble the way I wanted to put me in position to save par, which I guess at 55, 60 feet, I am still in position to save par. Unfortunately, trying to run it, caught a late tree, bumped me off to the right-hand side, so I'm sitting here at probably about 20 feet or so, looking to just secure the bogey. It's a blemish. I've parred this hole a few times. I've bogeyed it a couple times now. I have birdied it once. It's just very difficult in making that first shot. That first initial shot is incredibly important, and that second shot as well. So, oh well. On to hole 9. It's 310 feet. I'm sitting now at 1 under. This basket used to be, if you remember from my old video, was down closer to the swamp. This basket is now pushed back, so it's a little bit further of a shot. I like to go with my Gold Line Mercy, just dead straight at it. Definitely takes away a little bit of like the ace run ability, but I have played this hole probably 7 or 8 times now, and I have birdied it 95% of the time. So I'll take what's working for me. So I'm sitting here with not too bad of a putt, just slightly uphill. The leaves didn't let me slide up as much as I thought I would, so oh well. Hole 10, 335 feet. I'm now at 2 under again. If you remember from my old video on Addison, this basket used to be right in by those trees in the center. This has been pushed up and back, so it's more of a left to right shot now. The backhand turnover can work. I like to go with my either Opto Musket or what I did here, which was my VIP Long Bowman. I got a really nice flip-up flight out of it, which is what you need. It's not just a hard bank. You do have to have your disc sit to flat and glide out a little bit. So it put me here, probably about 25, 27 feet. It was a little low, but hey, it's in. In is in. Hole 11. 237 feet, sitting at 3 under par now. Nothing has changed about this hole. I was actually kind of hoping they would alter this hole a little bit because it's a little gimmicky in my eyes. So I'm just going with Lucid Verdict, high, soft hyzer, and just kind of letting it fall out of the sky. It missed everything that it needed to miss for the most part. I think I caught one of these late ones and it kind of bumped me off to the left, but I'm barely 12 feet away, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm okay with that. Going on a little bit of a birdie streak now. 3 birdies in a row. Got that turkey going. Off to hole 12 now. So this is the other really shorty. Sitting at 4 under. I usually go forehand on this hole, and I decided to kind of... My forehand was a little off, it felt, for like my shorter shots. So I went backhand with my Gold Line Mercy. Got really lucky missing one of those middle trees. Managed to get myself parked up right here for a pretty easy birdie putt. So yeah, we're going 4 birdies in a row now, coming up to the big boy. Well, the first big boy. Hole 13 is old hole 14 and 15 combined, so it's about 630 feet. It's a par 5. Your goal is to stay as straight as possible and get as far down the fairway as possible if you are planning for eagle play, which I figured, why not? I'll try for it. So I ripped out my Gold Line Ballista. I got it to sit to flat really nicely. I just didn't get the movement that I needed to shift me more towards the fairway. So I faded off to the left a little bit, which kind of pinches you off. It makes it difficult to get that flip-up flat shot that you need to really travel. I threw my VIP hatchet off to the side. I did get a little lucky getting through some of the trees. So I was set up here. I'm probably about 150, 180, somewhere in there feet away. Took out the Retro Mercy. I figured I'm going to give it a try. It was actually a pretty good run. Just barely missed. high. Found myself back here probably at about 27, 30 feet or so. So close to circle's edge, probably hit that tree and stop myself. So a little bit of a tester for the birdie 4. I'm sorry, not a birdie 4. Par 5. So no harm, no foul though. All right. We're sitting here now on hole 14, 615 feet about. This is old 16 and 17 put together. I had a pretty nice tailwind going on, so I threw my opto bolt out there. Got some really nice glide. I wish I could have got it up higher to get myself a little bit more to the right. But I did land in a pretty decent spot. I'm off to the left here in this video right now. Throwing my Cenis, pushing the right side trees. You can see it flying in through there right now. Pretty much perfect angle. I didn't know it. I thought I was actually a little too deep coming down, but soft plastic on that Cenis SP basically just stopped me dead right there by the basket. So fairly easy, straightforward tap in 3. I'll take it. This is the big boy. Hole 15. About 805 feet. It is basically uphill the entire way, so it probably plays close to like 870, I would say. Maybe almost 900, give or take. Went with my Goldline Ballista Pro. Unfortunately, I really didn't get it up in the air, so I wound up a little shorter than what I would normally like. I have a pretty much clear look at it. I went with my bolt again, trying to just get like a full high flight out of the deal, which I did, and thankfully the wind kind of cooperated with me. It was kind of coming right to the left as like a little heady crosswind, so I was able to pull my bolt over but allowed it to fade back out. But because I was so short off the initial drive, I wound up way back here. I'm probably 90 feet, 100 feet away. So this is kind of a half jump putt approach to half jump putt, see if maybe if I can make it. And I'm on line, but just short. So it's a tap in 4. It is a par 4 anyway, so no harm, no foul. I'm all right with it. So we're on hole 16 now. This is old 21 mixed with, I guess, 19 in a way. They really just kind of shifted the pad over and pushed the basket back. So your goal is to land pretty much middle of the screen right now, if not a little bit to the right-hand side, which my my Goldline Ballista Pro pretty much did just that. I'm a little farther to the left than what I would like because it kind of opens up the gap if you go a little bit more right. But I felt pretty comfortable with my lucid verdict then, which I got it on a really nice line. I thought I was actually going to be a little short because you have to push those trees on the right-hand side there. But I must have got a great skip. So I'm sitting pretty much, pin high, just a little low on it. I don't know if it just scuttled or if it skipped. I'm not sure. But hey, I'll take the birdie 3. So I'm here on hole 17. 234 feet. It's the last ace run that you have on the course. So I'm going with the Goldline Mercy, just trying to pump it right at it. I didn't quite get the disc flat. I got it a little on the higher side, unfortunately. So I wound up a little bit deep on the basket. But nothing too crazy, not that difficult of a putt. Walking away with a birdie. On to the finishing hole. Hole 18 is about 615 feet. Awesome hole setup. Your goal is to get to the top of the hill that's in the middle of the screen and get left. That's over where the short pad is actually. That's the ideal spot because it allows you for a really straight shot that you can kind of do a couple different angles with. Through my Goldline Ballista Pro, it flattened out perfectly, but it ran too straight. I didn't get it didn't fade in time, so I clipped actually one of the last dead trees. Put me right here, probably the worst spot I could possibly get to because I can't swing my forehand out wide enough to the left. I can't swing a huge hyzer over out of bounds to the right. So I decided to see if this would work out and say, what the heck, I'm going to go up the gut. Through my opto core, pured the gap, which is only probably about 6-7 feet wide. I got the little turn that I needed, but unfortunately, I could not stay up in the air long enough. Kind of fell out of the sky for me. So I'm a little shorter than what I was hoping for. Sitting at probably about 35, 38 feet or so. Birdie opportunity though, and that's kind of all it really comes down to, is give yourself that opportunity. And unfortunately, not really a good opportunity. It was low, I was right. It is what it is. So, I mean, tap it in with a par to finish off. Not that big of a deal. Would have really liked to finish off with the birdie, but overall, shot a pretty solid round. So, I'm happy with it. So there you have it. There's my round at Addison Oaks on the redesign for 2021. Very, very happy about how I shot. Overall, it was a very clean round. Took that one bad bogey. Well, like I said, it's very easy to have it happen if you're out of position on that hole. Had a really nice birdie streak in the middle towards the end. So yeah, very, very pleased about it. Thank you to my sponsors then for making this kind of stuff possible. I really appreciate all the support from you guys. I appreciate the support from you, the viewers. If you enjoyed watching this stuff, please take a time to click the buttons there underneath the video, like and subscribe. I really enjoy putting out this kind of content. So hopefully I can put out some more stuff then and leading into the next year. All right. As always, take care of yourself. Throw well. See you later.